Coming up next, On the Spot. The Super Bowl is over, but that doesn't mean football season has to end. EA's in the house with a demo of FIFA Street 2, and we'll take a look back at GameSpot's hilarious simulated Super Bowl halftime show. Also, we'll blow up everything in sight with black, roll out the Death Star in Star Wars Empire at War, then run away with Exit. That's no moon. We're live and on the spot. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the show. On the Spot, we like to call it GameSpot's random acts of craziness where we play video games.
That's a good name for it.
Yeah.
That works out well.
We're on the spot.
How's it going, Rich?
Ryan Davis, how are you?
I'm doing well. It's a pleasure to be here.
It's a good time.
We've got video games.
Have we used that line before?
We have.
That's no moon? I like that one. I'm a big Twister fan. No, I'm not. We do have a lot of great games on the show today. We're about to toss it over to Ryan McDonald, who has a special guest from EA to play FIFA Street 2. But Ryan Davis, before that, let's talk about what else is coming up today.
We've also got Star Wars Empire at War. We're going to do a little demo of that. We're going to blow up some stuff in there. That'll be awesome. Star. With the Death Star, so hang on for that. We're going to show some PSP games. PSP game.
The Exit.
The Exit.
You're playing the Exit.
I'm going to play the Exit. We've got all sorts of other stuff. We've got the Super Bowl halftime show, which is awesome, which I can't wait to watch again.
And Jeff Gerstmann's going to play some black.
Some black, that's right.
We're going to shoot everything.
You're going to play a lot of black.
We're going to shoot everything.
We're going to stretch that one out.
We're just going to
stretch
shoot
it
everything.
out, yes.
Also, later on, in case you watched last Friday's GameSpot Presents Winter Invasion, the Tournament TV, we had some controversy at the end of it, at the end of that long broadcast. And we're going to put the controversy to rest kind of today. We're going to tell you what shook out of that, where we're going with that.
Cool.
And also, GameSpot Complete members, as always, use the form at the bottom of the page to send us your questions. We'll answer them live here on the show because we are live and crazy like that. And you can jump in the chat room and talk to, there's like a million GameSpot editors in there right now.
They're the ones with the crowns next to their names.
Actually, some don't have crowns. Like Jason doesn't have a crown, and like Greg Mueller, I don't think doesn't.
That's a bummer.
Yeah.
We should get them crowns.
Yeah.
Everyone should be kings in GameSpot.
Yeah, why not? But it's going to be a great show.
Soccer?
Yeah, should we do that?
Yeah.
Ryan McDonald.
What's going on, man?
What's cracking?
I am standing by with my good man Simon Andrews. What's up, Simon?
Hey, Ryan. How's it going, man?
I'm doing good, and we are in fact kicking it because Simon is the senior producer on FIFA Street 2. Is that correct?
Absolutely. We're kicking it with FIFA Street 2 today, Ryan.
Excellent. Now, you actually brought a build of the game.
I did.
And you're going to give us a little demo, and we're going to take some questions from you, of course. So if you're a GameSpot Complete member and you see the form on the page, go ahead and send us your questions this way, and Simon will answer your questions. So, Simon, go ahead and jump in the demo and tell us what we got.
Let's kick it. Okay, we're going to start with England versus USA. I understand you guys have a pretty good team.
Oh, yeah, totally.
Actually, you guys have a very good team. Okay, Mr. Ado there, so let's just go straight in.
Now, for the folks that haven't played FIFA Street, what is new in FIFA Street 2?
What's new? Pretty much everything's new in FIFA Street 2. We've made some major improvements over FIFA Street 1. We've got everything in there, full customization, create your own place to play, create team, 60% more assets in create player. We've got 10 completely new venues, actually real world venues.
That's awesome. What's this one that you got queued up here?
This is my rules. This is different ways to play. So you can play to score, game breaker goals, trick points, score difference, back to basics if you want a more traditional kind of soccer game. Just variety, basically. We're going to play to score here today. Goals to win. We've got some really cool assets in the game this year as well. Some from some pretty major apparel manufacturers. So Diadora, Umbro, Adidas, Nike, that kind of thing. And some of this stuff you're not going to see on the streets until this game actually releases, which is pretty cool. But let's on with the show.
Well, it's loading up. When is it going to be released?
End of February.
End of February, right on. And that is for the Xbox and PlayStation 2?
Xbox, PlayStation 2, Nintendo GameCube. We're also doing a dual screen version and a PSP version as well. And if you live in Europe, you're going to see some mobile versions for your cell phone at the same time.
That's fantastic.
You know, which is pretty neat. Now, the first thing you're going to notice with FIFA Street 2, if you played FIFA Street 1, is just how much more responsive it is. We've made some huge improvements this year with just core gameplay. Ball physics, player physics, the animation's smoother. It just feels a lot better. The biggest improvements, I would say, kind of improvements or features, is full trick stick control like other Street products. All 8 directions on the trick stick. We've actually got 4 times as many trick moves in there as we had in FIFA Street 1.
That's what we're seeing right there when he bumps it up with his heel?
Yeah, and some other cool stuff as well. So let me just get the ball back here. Full trick stick defense as well. So on FIFA Street 1, defense was okay, but this year we wanted to make defense as much fun as offense. We've kept the slide tackles in there. You can now shoulder barge the guy as well, just if you really want to get in there and hammer the guy, just to make it a little bit more entertaining.
Do they have indoor soccer, little things like this? I know FIFA Street 2 isn't your traditional soccer game, but is FIFA Street helping to make the urban version of soccer more popular now?
Yeah, I think it is. I think what this is doing is it's just showing a lot of people, especially here in the US, how cool soccer can be, how skillful it can be. I mean, it's a beautiful game. It's played all over the world. And I mean, what we've got here is just a really fun kind of arcade-type experience that happens to be soccer. But hopefully it's opening up the idea of soccer for many, many people that see it.
Do you mind if I throw a couple of questions out from the audience?
No, please do. More than happy to
This one
answer.
comes from Kevin Wright out of Pinkerton, Ontario, Canada. He wants to know, what are the features of the season mode in FIFA Street 2?
Oh, okay. How much time have we got? So it's more of a career mode. We've completely rewritten that mode this year from the ground up. Some inspiration from NBA Street, which is a title that I've worked on in the past. That's been quite well received. Basically, what happens is you start out as a kind of a gun for hire. You develop the skills of your character. When you get good enough, we're going to let you create your own team, and you can put all your favorite players on there. We've got legends in there. We've got 320 professional players. We've got real street players in there, that kind of thing. You can take that street team, host games in your home venue through Pitch Creator, and then you can take that through to Glory with our underground tournament. And that's based on series of events. You have a lot more variety in there this year. It's not a linear progression. And then at the end, if you're really, really good and you get through, then what you can do is you can actually assign your created player to your national team of choice.
That's awesome.
So if your dream is to play for the US team, at the end of our Rule the Street mode, you can actually assign your guy to the US and go and play with Donovan and Adu and that kind of thing, and actually take the US team through to national glory, which is pretty neat. So yeah, lots of changes, lots of improvements.
Now, is there anything else you want to jump into real quick before we run out of time here? Do you want to show anything else off?
Yeah, well, actually, one of the things I do want to show off here is. Actually, it's the thing that I'm most proud of is the fact that you can actually real-time juggle the ball in FIFA Street 2. So what I'm going to show you here is you can actually juggle the ball while you're locomoting.
Oh, wow.
You can take it to different parts of your body. Obviously, the CPU isn't too keen on that because it's a bit of showboating going on there.
What were you doing with the stick there?
Basically, full trick stick control to actually take the ball around different parts of your body. And you can do shapes on the trick stick to actually do different types of juggle trick moves. So it's really core to the heart of the street soccer culture. And so you can take the ball from your foot to your knee, to your shoulders, to your head. You can do, spin juggle tricks. And if you combine that with the standard beat moves that we have in the game, then basically you're getting maximum trick points to get in the game breaker quicker.
It looked like you're putting some finesse on those analog sticks. Is it you got to be pretty careful with it, or is it?
It is skillful. It's timing based as well, so it's not a button masher. You can see here I'm taking the ball around. I can do different things with it. We've got a brand new combo system in there this year as well to take it more into the arcade space. And what you're going to see is up to 5 times the number of trick point multiplier, which is going to get you to our new game breaker. And that's one of the things I do want to mention today, Ryan, is the game breaker is a true game breaker this year in every sense of the word. Last year, you got a game breaker. It was pretty much a guaranteed shot if you were aiming. This year, what you can do is you can actually go in there, you can get that shot, but if you actually beat opponents on the other team, you're going to get a goal differential. So +1, -1, +2, -1.
I gotcha.
If I beat all 3 guys on your team, I've got the skills to do that. I win the game outright. So it really is a game breaker this year.
That's awesome. If you want to load anything else up, I'm going to throw another question your way here. This comes from Alan Longstaff out of Newcastle, England. He wants to say, does FIFA Street 2 still have real football players in it? And notice he uses the term football, so he is really from...
Absolutely. Hello, my fellow countrymen there.
There you go.
Absolutely. We've got 320 real professional players in there this year. So that's 20 national teams. We've got 16 guys per team. We've updated all of our rosters to reflect the latest squads, but also the guys that have got the latest, coolest reputations for doing tricks and that kind of thing. We've added 4 new national teams this year. We've added Scotland, we've added Greece, we've added Cameroon, just to name but a few. We've also got 16 legends in the game this year, and retired players like Gascoigne, Cantona, Beckenbauer, Zico. I mean, people that actually play and love football are going to know exactly what I'm talking about. We've actually got a team of legends in the game this year that you can actually play against or with, and you can actually get those guys, unlock them, and actually put them on your team, which is pretty cool.
That is awesome. I got another question here. Do the players have talents that can be improved in an RPG-like style? If so, can you max out all your skills to 100%?
Yeah, you can. Basically, you can take any character and you can actually develop their skills. If your focus is more strategy, you can get somebody that's better at shooting and passing and that kind of thing. But if your focus is trick-based, you can just max out your trick stats. We've also got a trick book in there this year. We've got probably 230 plus tricks on PlayStation 2. And we've got a trick book. You can unlock tricks. You can assign those tricks to your player. And we've got signature moves as well for 29 of the guys, which is something completely different.
That's awesome. All right, we're just about out of time. I got time for one more question. This comes from Crichton out of New Jersey, who wants to know any chance that you'll have Nintendo exclusive characters like EA has done with recent EA Sports games.
That's a funny question.
If people, they break things all the time right here live on the air. So, feel free to give us a scoop if you got some.
Actually, I have to say that I was involved with NBA Street when we put the Nintendo characters in the product. I think the product really benefited from that. We made a decision this year to not put them in FIFA Street just because other products have done it. It's kind of been done. The other thing is with Mario Strikers coming out, I'm sure that Nintendo would have felt that, hey, we've got our own soccer product, so, kind of get your own guys. But, we went more for the real players, the legends of the game, the stars that I think everybody that loves the game is going to really associate with.
Well, thank you so much for your time, Simon.
No
really
worries,
appreciate
man.
it. That's awesome. The game looks really good.
Pleasure.
So we're going to throw it back over to you, Rich. Take it away.
Ryan, don't hurt yourself with that handshake, man.
Dangerous.
The dangerous.
Over
That
there.
game looked good, though.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah, FIFA Street 2. Ryan, did you say when it's coming out?
February.
The end of February. And at the end of the show, I just got the word from our friends behind the set that we were going to give away 3 copies of the Xbox version of that game at the end of the show. And when it comes out, we'll mail them to you.
Cool.
That sounds good.
That's it's mailed to me?
Yeah, no, to the people.
Well, what if I win?
You can't.
Weak.
Yeah,
what if
sorry,
I
dude.
jack them when they show
What if you play...
up? All right, okay, all right.
I'd like to welcome Jeff Gershman to the set. Hello, Jeff.
How's it going?
It's going well, man. What game did you bring with you, sir?
I have Black for the Xbox, which is this game is a first-person shooter, which means that you kind of see the gun, it's like you're seeing it through your eyes, looking down the barrel of this
Is that
gun.
new?
It's the latest thing.
Okay.
No, seriously, Black is a first-person shooter in which.
Right.
There are guys with guns trying to shoot you. You are shooting them, and it has the added benefit of there being a whole mess of stuff for you to just blow up.
Now, here's what we know about I almost called it gun, about Black.
Yeah.
All right, is that it started out as like a ghost of a demo at E3 two E3s ago.
Yeah, it was just this really early demo of just loud explosions and a car being shot apart. I saw that demo. It was breathtaking.
And we know it is made by the same people who make the Burnout games.
Right, and
Criterion.
they love explosions, those guys.
And we know that Alex Ward is upset that he ever used the phrase gun porn to describe this
It
game.
wasn't. He didn't even use that.
It
It was
wasn't him?
someone else on the team who
Okay.
apparently came up with it like 5 minutes before the infamous presentation where he said gun porn, and yeah, it's.
And now it's only a couple weeks from coming out?
Yeah, it's out the 28th. So we have here something that's very close to done.
Nice. Not a ghost of a demo from E3
Not a ghost of a
2004.
demo. It's a whole game now.
So play it.
Okay.
Do
all
it.
right. So where we are here, we're in this foundry level, and these guys haven't really spotted me yet. I can kind of zoom up on them and get a good look. One of the things you'll notice here, let me fire off a shot here so I can actually reload.
Sure.
Well, let's just get down there and blow up that truck.
Okay, let's just do that.
I'm just going to run down there and blow this truck up.
Do that. How many guns are there in the game that you have found so far?
This is the 4th level in the game, so I haven't really seen a ton of it yet. You've seen this is assault rifle here. You get an AK-47. There's a submachine gun. You have the silenced pistol, the sniper rifle. Rocket-propelled grenade launcher, and there has to be more than that, I'm sure. So I blew that truck apart. So now you'll notice here. Now I'll go to reload. Now watch, everything gets blurry. Like he's focusing on the guns. That's kind of a neat little effect.
That's cool.
And we can zoom up here, and this guy's trying to shoot me in the face. So we'll see if we can get over here and shoot him in the face.
Now we
instead.
can't give away any of the cutscenes we've been told. Can we tell anything about the story, or is it just shoot a bunch of guys?
The story is, for the most part, shoot a bunch of guys. It does have cutscenes, and these are actually like full motion video cutscenes where it's kind of like told in flashback, where you're kind of being debriefed. Some things have obviously gone wrong, and there's a man asking the character that you play what went wrong, and you kind of detail it. It goes back to that sequence between the missions. So we've got this guy up here. Kind of pesky here.
Now, one of the great things about that they've
grenade
told us
there,
about this game is that you can shoot everything.
You can. There's a lot of stuff you can shoot. It's not everything. It's not like you can blow a hole in every single surface.
Right.
But a good deal of the environment you can really mess up. And see, I'm actually almost dead here.
Yeah, don't pull a Brad.
No, it's inevitable. I'm going to die here. Oh,
Brad is so
help
upset
help
that that's.
get.
Oh, there you
All
go.
right.
Now you're fine. All right, so this is the assault rifle you said.
Yes.
All right, what else do you have? Let's see some. Do you have? Oh, there you've got
I
something.
can get a shotgun.
Do it.
If you really want me to die, I can try to take these guys out from a distance with a shotgun. Not too late now.
Oh, I'm Jeff. I need my assault
Run
rifle
up on
crutch.
this dude and
Bam! Isn't that more fun?
Getting up close on guys in this game so far, I've found has not always worked all that well.
It really does.
You want to shoot dudes from behind cover from a distance. Let's just throw a grenade over at these guys
Sure,
here.
you're about to die again. Ryan McDonald, you standing by with questions?
Standing by with a load of questions.
Give us some questions.
I got Ed at he says, yeah, he's Ed. He's apparently from, oh, that's the Xbox controller right there. Is there any multiplayer for the Xbox Live?
No, there is no multiplayer at all in this game. There is a campaign mode with 4 difficulty settings. You unlock the Black Ops difficulty as you beat the levels on hard. No multiplayer at all.
All right, next.
I've got Pete Vellucci Jr. out of East Suderburg, Pennsylvania. He wants to know if there's any clue there's going to be any way for those of us not ready to pre-order Black to be able to unlock the BFG gun or whatever it is the pre-order people are getting. Have you guys got to try that gun? Is it worth the pre-order alone?
I'll say, I mean, the way it works, I mean, if you're pre-ordering a game and it says they give you a card with the code on it.
Yeah.
Like, how hard is it going to be for just one person to put that code on the web?
Yeah, exactly. That stuff, keep checking game facts because that's going to show up there soon.
Or
later.
unless it's like somehow game specific, but they can't really do that.
Yeah, they can't. They
Yeah,
don't. They don't really do that. So yeah, you'll be able to get that gun somehow, basically.
Yeah. Next.
John Latour out of New York wants to know, are there any differences between the two platforms, as PS2 isn't quite as famous for frames per second?
From what I've seen of the PlayStation 2 version, this is the Xbox version here, by the way. It really does hold its own with the Xbox version. That's one thing that really stood out about the Burnout games, the last couple, is that they looked roughly the same on both platforms, and definitely that experience is very similar here.
We got Troy Matusha from South Surrey, British Columbia, Canada. Are you able to improvise with your environments in a fashion similar to how the Red Faction series did it?
Yeah, to a certain extent. I mean, you can blow stuff apart. So if there's a guy at the top of a guard tower, chances are you can shoot that guard tower down, or you can, back off and shoot that guy in the face with a sniper rifle if you've got one, or even your pistol in some cases. The AI likes to stand there in some cases and take it. Oh, yeah, see, we blew up those tanks there.
I got a good question here from Retro X out of Fairfax, California.
Retro X?
The Retro X?
He wants to know, will this be backwards compatibility? Will this be on the backwards compatibility list for Xbox 360?
That's a good question.
I mean, not immediately, because Microsoft kind of updates that when they want to and can. But I'd have to say that it's probably a pretty key thing for Microsoft to get on there. Now, what we have here is I'm actually coming up on a minefield.
Awesome.
And I'm just going to fall down here in a sec, and then they're gonna come on and say, "What are you doing?
Really?
You got to shoot your way out of the minefield now."
Oh, how do you shoot your way out of minefield?
You shoot the mines.
Oh, duh. My bad.
So I got my silenced pistol here. These guys,
James Bond style right now.
Yeah.
I like that blur effect. That's cool. Now, you said this is the 4th level of the game. How long did it take you to get through the first 3?
It was probably about an hour and a half, 2 hours, somewhere around there. Yeah. Of course, I'd played the first level before.
Right.
It's the kind of that's the level that I believe is in the demo, and the level that they've been showing off for quite some time now. So, kind of knew where to go there. So now I've got to navigate through this minefield and not blow myself up.
Okay.
Which we'll see how well that works.
I suppose it navigating.
Take the silencer off this gun. Let it
yeah.
roll here.
Let it rip. More questions, Ryan?
Douglas Lee out of Calgary, Alberta, Canada wants to know, are there any plans to port Black to the PC, and if so, how long?
Ooh.
They haven't announced any plans to do so. Criterion's games haven't typically gone to the PC. None of the Burnout games have anyway. So I don't think it'll make the transition. I think it's possible, but gut feeling, nah, it's not going to happen.
Yes, Ryan?
No, mostly now just people wanting to see the Death Star blow up Alderaan, actually.
Is that really? That's all you're asking? All right, Jeff, can you match that kind of explosion for us? Maybe as a nice way to finish
die.
it. All right, well, let's end the demo there.
Okay.
You want to?
Yeah, sure.
Sweet. Now we have a preview for this game going up on the site today, right?
Yeah, preview on the site today. Exclusive look at the full version of the game and video preview to go along with it. All that good stuff.
Maybe we'll do more of it before. This is a great filler for the show.
Shoot stuff.
Yeah.
You can always shoot stuff.
You can always shoot stuff.
Yeah.
Well, thanks, Jeff.
No problem.
We'll have you back at the end. We'll rap. We'll chat a little.
Yeah. Hip hop.
Right now, though, actually, you can kind of help me in this toss right here.
All right.
All right. Last Sunday,
Yeah.
it was like the most boring Super Bowl ever.
Oh, I forgot that happened.
It happened. Yeah. I mean, I felt bad for both teams involved. I mean, I was kind of, being a Patriots fan since birth, I, kind of was like, this was the first time in a while I was not spoiled by seeing my team in the Super Bowl.
And being a baseball fan, I kind of didn't care either way.
Yeah.
So,
But, however, there was an amazing video here on the site, GameSpot simulated Super Bowl.
See, simulating a Super Bowl is way better because there are no, fake cool commercials.
Yep.
And it's a lot faster.
Yeah,
so,
and the score gets way higher.
Yeah, way better than the real thing.
And one of the highlights of our simulated Super Bowl, it's a full 15-minute video. We encourage everyone to go to GameSpot Sports and watch it. Is also you helped us put together as well. Alex and Bob and Brian and myself, we all threw this together. EA has the only licensed NFL game. NFL said we only want one game. We're going to let EA do it. That's their business decision.
Sure.
However, we want to know what would happen if other sports games got to simulate the Super Bowl.
Because other sports games are better than football.
I think football is still my favorite.
Football's played, man.
All right. Well, anyways, here are the results. Check it out.
True that only EA can make a licensed NFL video game. In the interest of fair play, we're giving other publishers like 2K Sports, Midway, THQ, Activision, and Konami shots at simulating the Super Bowl in their respective sports games. Let's start with the only other new pro football game released in 2005, Blitz the League. Pittsburgh got off to a slow start, taking brutal hit after brutal hit from Seattle's amped-up defense. Ouch. And even with the power of modern medicine on their side, they still never scored a point. Final score, 31-0 Seattle. The Super Bowl comes to Hockeytown as the Steelers and the Seahawks drop the puck in the friendly confines of the Joe Louis Arena in NHL 2K6. And it isn't long before both teams take advantage of the rules of hockey. There's Heath Miller pounding Lofa Tatupu. And here's Antoine Randall dishing the fist to D-Jack. And Jerome Bettis learns how Joe puts the vicious in Jeravicious. Steelers win 2-1 thanks to goals from Big Ben and Willie Parker. Ben Roethlisberger is known for his poise in the pocket, but apparently that doesn't translate well to the mound in ESPN MLB 2K5 as he's lit up by Seattle Seahawks batters left and right. Hey Ben, maybe you should eat some fried chicken before your next start. Get a little movement on that ball. Matt Hasselbeck, on the other hand, has got a cool hand whether he's tossing touchdown strikes or dealing the nasty stuff from 60 feet 6 inches. Check this out. Strike. Strike! Strike! It just goes to show you one can't spell Hasselbeck without the K. Seahawks/Mariners win 3-1. Seattle's winning ways continued on NBA 2K6's hardwood. Here's Sean Alexander rocking the windmill and picking up the foul three-point play. Of course, with Pittsburgh's inside game relying on the Chuck Wagon-esque Jerome Bettis, they never had a chance. Seattle 110, Pittsburgh 89. The punishment continues for the rowdy boys from Steel Town. This time in the squared circle. Big Ben and the Bus mount some strong offense early in the match, only to be outwitted, outmatched, and out-wrestled by a combined tandem of Alexander and Matt Hasselbeck. Here's Hasselbeck landing the Thomas Seahawks toss, his patented finishing maneuver. He goes in for the pin. 1, 2, 3. Oh my God! Oh my God, Seahawks! Seahawks win! Seahawks! He's going to WrestleMania! As good as Sean is on the mat, let's see if he can handle the mean streets of L.A., courtesy of Tony Hawk's American Wasteland. Ben Roethlisberger's got sick control here as he nails a cross-ollie upside-down flapjack with a double nut twist. He's just toying with Alexander. There's a faceplant to Fakey with the and oh man, somebody call a mortician. This guy's killing himself out there. Well, Sean, there's a concussion or two that you can't fake. Steelers win 11 billion to 34. And lastly, we turn to a game where the kickers really matter, winning 11-8. The Steelers, led by place kicker Jeff Reed, managed to mount some exciting scoring chances against Josh Brown's Seattle Seahawks. But in true soccer fashion, absolutely none of those chances resulted in goals. An exciting shootout came later, yet, in all honesty, we'd left the game at that point to hit the pub. So let's just say Pittsburgh took this one too. From the ice of Detroit to the streets of L.A., just because the NFL wants you to be playing only one game, that doesn't mean you have to limit yourself to playing just one Super Bowl. Back to you guys.
That was awesome. That's like one of my favorites.
So good.
That whole, you guys have, if you haven't watched that whole feature,
Yeah.
you got to check the whole thing
And
out.
it's
amazing.
incredibly appropriate for us to both make fun of EA's making the only NFL game and soccer when we have an EA representative.
Yeah, no,
in soccer
it's
game
a
here.
twofer.
That's nice. Nicely done on our part. Ryan McDonald, who's with you? What you got going on?
I got my good friend Matt Rory right here.
Yeah, how you doing?
And Matt is going to blow up Alderaan for us with the Death Star.
Yeah, that's what we're talking about.
It's going down.
But they're peaceful people.
No, they have no weapons.
Yeah.
It's all good though.
So this is the full game that you have here, is that right?
It's almost full. We do have the full game in stock right now, but this is an earlier version. But you know, it's a Death Star. It's gonna blow up.
Now, the one thing is for a guy like me who'd played the demo, seeing what is on your screen now, like I just can't even wrap my mind around it.
Yeah, I pretty much. This is almost the end of the Imperial campaign. I've taken over pretty much the entire galaxy. Alderaan's got a big target mark on it, so I think it knows what's coming. The Death Star's going over, so it's time is almost up here. So we're going to get right in there and we'll load it up. So
you were loading the destruction of Alderaan as it's titled right there.
yeah, here we go. They got the little cinematic. Before you have the Death Star approach your system, it'll have this little thing where it shows up, and you have a little counter up here, so you have to wait a little while.
72 seconds.
Yeah, 70. Just over a minute. They have a little time to try and take it out. I don't think they actually can here though, so I'm just gonna. The cool thing about this is that they will try to take your little fleet on here. They have what 4 Mon Calamari cruisers here, so.
So the one question I have is like when I was playing the demo, it was just like this little dude with a hat on that was telling me what to do.
Yeah.
You get further in the game, and I see Darth Vader in the
You get
corner.
Vader, Palpatine actually shows up.
Wow.
I'm gonna load up a bunch of Imperial class Star Destroyers here to have a little fun.
Right on.
Palpatine shows up. Grand Moff Tarkin is in there. You get advice from almost everybody. So, and as you go on, you get a lot more hero units too. So, yeah, I'm pretty much gonna take these guys out because I got the big old fleet here. So I'm gonna zoom on up. But you do see the Death Star. It kind of, if you watch it, it kind of gets a little bit closer every few seconds. So what you have to do here is just to wait them out and wait till it gets in gets in position to blow it up. Another 40 seconds. So.
And the cool thing is that little animation at top is kind of like what they had in the movie. Like it was like
what the movement?
Yeah, no, there's a little thing up at the very top.
Oh yeah, exactly. It's the whole Imperial readout. So. All
right, I got a couple questions to throw at you if you don't mind while we're waiting for the Death Star. Our good friend Troy out of British Columbia, Canada, wants to know. I know that Darth Vader's in the game, but is Luke also involved in the game by chance?
Luke is in the game. He's in Red Squadron though. He's not a Jedi or anything. He's part of Red Squadron, which of course Biggs, Wedge. Jack Porkins. So he's a space unit, and you can use him to blow up a lot of stuff. He's pretty powerful.
Right on. James Connor out of Milford, Connecticut wants to know, can you make more than one Death Star in Empire at War?
I don't think so. I mean, in the campaign, when you build one, it takes it off the build option list, so it's not available anymore. I'm pretty sure that's going to be the way it is in all the other modes too, because it would be pretty powerful.
I've got a question.
Yes, sir.
Go for it.
So there's multiplayer in this, right?
Yes, there is.
Can you have Empire versus Empire?
Yes, you can.
Can you have 2 Death Stars then?
Ooh.
Can you have Death Star on Death Star action?
I would. That sounds pretty hot. I would bet that you can. I mean, I haven't fooled around a lot of the campaign stuff.
Get back to me on that. I want to know.
Yeah, we have 9 seconds left. Let's not.
Let's not
oh yeah, 9 seconds left.
9 seconds.
You can see it's getting pretty close. If you get the sound, you can hear him, saying no.
They can hear the sound.
Here's home one with actual Commander Akbar at this point. But he's not going to live too much longer.
Can the ships get in the way and get blown up too?
At this point, I don't think the Death Star can actually hit capital ships.
Right.
I think that was the second Death Star that could do it. All right, here we go. So you can see after it goes down to 0, this little switch thing here.
Oh, that's awesome.
You have to pull the switch, so it'll actually do a little. Hopefully, it'll actually stay on the Death Star. The cinematic view can kind of get a little weird, but if you hear the sound, you hear the meow, commence primary ignition, all that stuff. So here we go. Get done.
awesome.
Take that, Alderaan.
Yeah.
They're not peaceful
You're so
anymore.
smart with your Republic.
Jimmy Smiths don't know what hit him.
That's awesome.
Yeah, Bail Organa's is totally gone, but
You got time for more questions for you?
sure, go for it. No, I'm gonna try and get another planet here.
MX148 out of London wants to know, can you blow up planets whenever you want to, or do you have to build up the Death Star's power?
Yeah, it comes pretty fully stocked.
Yeah.
So all you have to do is go to. It has to be a hostile planet to you, I believe. If I could get over to Yavin 4 here, I could blow that up too. But Yavin 4 is the one they're trying to get in A New Hope, but no, it comes pretty fully stocked. All you have to do is protect it, apparently. There's some way for the Rebellion to blow it up, but I haven't got that far yet, so I'm sure
Exhaust port, dude.
Yeah, exhaust port.
It's an exhaust
Proton
port.
torpedoes, like doing Womprats back home. So.
You know,
Yeah,
it's funny because
216.
everybody wants to know like the specifics on the Death Star creation.
It's
Like,
cool.
How long does it take?
Well, the whole thing in the movie, if you know the history, it was Grand Moff or Tarkin developed the whole thing from beginning to front. I guess the Geonosians did a bunch of it too. But you have to have Tarkin and a little research center, and it takes a long time to research the Death Star. But then after that, you can just build it. It obviously takes a long time to build and move around. So yeah, it's basically Tarkin going after this thing.
Richard Sanchez out of Phoenix, Arizona is asking about, is this, he's asking, his question actually is basically asking whether or not is it just the original trilogy or is it the new stuff too, or?
Well, it's the original trilogy. It takes place right before the beginning of A New Hope, so it's almost all, X-Wings, TIE Fighters. You don't see a lot of the stuff from the old trilogy. You just have some of it, kind of the bleeding, a little bit of bleed, but for the most part, it's just, it's almost all new trilogy stuff.
Excellent. Well, I think that's about all the time we have.
Cool.
Thank you so much for coming by and showing us the game.
Thanks
And
for
I
blowing
think,
up Alderaan.
Yeah, nice work, Matt.
That was cool.
That was
They
way to
were asking
be. That
for
was
it,
good
man.
work.
They were asking for it.
Sure they were. Thanks, Matt. Ryan Davis, we have our last demo of the show already.
Yes, we're
the
here.
show's flying by, it feels like.
And it's appropriately named Exit.
Oh, wonderful.
Last one.
What
out
is-
the door.
what is Exit?
Exit is a
PSP game. Yep, we
It
can go
is
that far.
a puzzle action
From
game.
Taito.
Taito made it.
Yep.
Ubisoft's publishing it. It's kind of like a mix between Prince of Persia and Lemmings. You play Mr. Escape, which is spelled ESC, and you are trying to. You're a professional escape artist, and you have to go into buildings in various conditions of duress and rescue people.
With Dick Tracy's hat, apparently.
Basically, yeah, you have. The art style is very interesting. It's very minimalist for the characters. Your character, Mr. Escape, the only defining features he has is his little yellow hat and his red tie that's always flying behind him. So I'm not going to talk about it. I'm just going to jump into it.
Just jump it. This game has style.
This game has a lot of style. The soundtrack is also very cool. The whole kind of like Art Deco-y modern look of the game is very compelling and very thorough. So I'm just going to jump in here. So it's you just have direct control over Mr. Escape here, and then you also have, as you can see down in the lower right corner, there's always a counter to tell you how many people you got to get out of the building.
So you have one person.
In this case, this is an early level, so there's only one person for me to nag. So I'm going to snag him here. As you can see, I picked up that rope icon earlier, so now I can go over to this hook and I can place that there. And now that I've gotten in contact with this person, he'll follow me around unless I tell him not to.
Okay.
I can also use, I'm using the D-pad to control Mr. Escape, but I can also use the analog stick to bring up this little cursor, and then I can select the other people and make them do stuff. So they kind of work as a proxy. In this case, I'm going to tell him to chill out because
Hey, stay here.
I need to jump across this thing. Now, he's pretty nimble, Mr. Escape, but he can't really fall from very high heights without just hurting himself. So if Mr. Escape or any of your the people you're trying to rescue get hurt, it's over.
Okay.
So you always got to kind of look out for their well-being as well as your own. And there is kind of like a trial and error aspect to it because you. Wait, I didn't want to do that. Let me get back up here.
Yeah, you gotta go get that wrench and stuff. Now, one aspect of games like this is does it get annoying to babysit all these people?
At times, yes.
Yes.
There is an issue with the way that the AI sometimes doesn't know how to go between floors. It has a little bit of trouble with vertical space, as you might see in this little demo here. But they're also totally necessary and vital in getting even you out of most of these buildings. A lot of times they are. You can actually give them equipment that you pick up. And then they can use it. They can help each other out. There's actually 3 different kinds of people that you'll be rescuing. There's young adults, full adults, which are basically fat people, and children. And they all have different abilities. Like the big adults can actually push these big blocks that you'll find. The little kids can crawl in small spaces. So I'm just going to go to the next one here.
Do it. Now, how many levels are in the game?
There's like 100.
Really?
There's 100, and then it also has an online mode where you can download another like 110.
That was going to be my next question. Is there an online mode?
There's an online mode, but it's not like you are. I need to figure out what I'm doing here, so I'm going to just look around the level a little bit.
Oh, that's helpful too.
So you can look around to a degree. I mean, you have a range that you can get to.
Oh, there's the exit. Just leave, dude. You're good. You're gone.
Get out of
Oh,
here.
get out of here now.
Yeah, you're done.
The online mode, it's not actually, you don't play online, but you can go online and download these extra levels. Right now, as of this moment, there are. Take that. Oh, the fire.
That didn't do it. That was not.
That was not what I wanted to have happen.
Definitely not what you wanted to do.
So I'm just going to end up putting Mr. Escape into the fire here.
Do it.
So it's like it's broken up into stages. There's 10 stages in here, 10 levels per stage.
How long does it take you to beat a stage? Would you guess?
I mean, one of these little things can go for 10 minutes. They can also go for less than that.
Is that a person?
That's no good.
Oh, into the fire.
So we're gonna just select a different stage here.
Sure. What?
What?
What kind of replayability does the game have?
I mean, I think there's a fair amount of replay value in this, just because you get a score based on how effective and efficient you are at rescuing people. So you want to try to get that 100. If you don't get it, you definitely want to go back and kind of master it. So
cool. Well, you fire up another stage. We must see something a little more complex. Well, I say, hey, Ryan McDonald, do you have any questions for Ryan Davis?
Let's see what I got here. I'm sorry, I was busy playing Star Wars.
Were you really?
Yeah.
I had to call him on it. I knew what was going on.
no, he doesn't have any questions.
This is called Subway Underwater.
So each of the stages, the building is in a different crisis. In this case, there's flooding going on. So I'm going to take this look at.
What other kind of crises?
Crises are there?
Crises.
Those things break, so I have to send him across first. There are. Let's see here. There's a building where all the electricity has gone out. There's an earthquake. There is. God, what else?
Giant monsters, plagues.
I have not seen
raining
any.
frogs?
I have not finished the game yet, so I can't say that there won't be. But let's see if we can jump across here.
When is this game coming out?
Next week.
That's soon.
Yes, super soon.
So I assume we can expect a review soon.
We will have
as well.
a review for that game as it comes out. So
Sure.
yes.
Ryan McDonald, now do you have any questions?
I do, actually.
Wonderful.
No, it's just...
You're really just playing that
Alpha
game.
Wolf 102 out of Langhorne, Pennsylvania wants to know, will there be any DS version on the way?
Ooh.
I know of no such thing. I can't say that I believe that there would be.
I don't think there is one. I mean, this game came out in Japan quite a while ago, so I think there would be a DS version already if there was going to be.
There you go.
Kevin Darnell out of Calhoun, Georgia wants to know, do you have a health meter? So if you land in the fire, you'll die after time? Or
No, it is just on or off. Either you get out of a situation or you don't. So
what kind of actions are you? We've seen you jump. You're helping people. You're pushing buttons. You're moving stuff.
So like that, the big guy can't get up on this box on his own. So you and one of the other players has to pull him up. And this kid also can't get up on his own. So I'm going to have to boost him up.
What other kinds of stuff do you do in these levels without giving too much away?
There's like a lot of different gadgets and stuff. As you see there, I put down that little bridge so that one character could get across.
Yep.
You saw the fire extinguishers. There's a level where the building has been blacked out, where you can't see anything.
Yep.
Outside of like a little circle right around Mr. Escape. So you have to get like a flashlight for that. There's a ton of different stuff. They actually, for a pretty simple formula, they get a lot of value out of it.
Cool.
Got another question over here.
Yes.
From Pete Vellucci Jr. out of PA.
Hi, Pete.
Wants to know, it seems that Mr. Escape moves a bit slow and sluggish. Is there any way to move him faster?
Yes, but that's not always... The pacing of the game is pretty methodical. You definitely kind of want to take your time with these things. If you rush, you will find that you will make mistakes, and this game has zero tolerance for mistakes.
So it's definitely not like a don't stop for nothing kind of game.
There are moments where it is like that.
Oh, he's too big.
Uh-oh, I think I might have just done
Ruin
myself
things?
in here.
You can't jump over that?
I can, but I don't think I can...
You can't help him up?
Lift him
Because
up
you're all
on
by
my own.
yourself.
Yeah, I already sent away that other person.
Oh, he'll just have to drown.
All right, forget him.
Sorry, buddy. Let's kill it. Any other questions?
His life was in your hands.
Yes, their life was in your hands.
Let's go on to...
Jeff wanted me to repeat that.
Here's another
life
handy
was in your
question.
hands.
Martin Bergman in Sweden wants to know, will there be a MacGyver video game anytime soon?
Yes.
Yes.
I'm developing it at the moment.
You are?
No.
Oh, okay.
Okay, how about Raz Guado out of Vancouver? How's the soundtrack in Exit?
It's great. It's funky. It's got a little bit of like an electronic edge to it. I find the music really compelling. There's some voice stuff in the game that can get kind of irritating, and I wish that there was a way to lower that or just mute it altogether. But the music is really nice.
Would you call it hype?
I would call it so-so def.
Whoa.
Okay then.
Sure.
Wow.
I'd call it
high
banging.
praise. High praise.
Well, let's exit. Shall we move on to the latter portion of the show?
Let's keep going. Let's
yeah.
keep on keeping on.
All right, sweet. Ryan McDonald.
Yes, sir.
I'm going to turn this part of the show over to you mainly so you'll stop playing Star Wars.
Okay.
But please set the stage for what happened last Friday during Tournament TV.
All right, so for those of you that know, Tournament TV is a little fun thing we do here at GameSpot, which is a live tournament. The last thing we did on Friday was for Call of Duty 2. We actually had 6 guys from Infinity Ward here in the studio. 5 of them played against viewers who were lucky enough to play at the halftime show, but mostly the tournament was for the 4 teams that came down from the 16 team elimination tournament that we'd set up. So Friday night set the stage, 4 teams going at it. We're going to see who the best Call of Duty team, Call of Duty 2 team that is here. And unfortunately, there was a little bit of controversy.
Chaos.
Chaos, yeah.
What kind?
Drama. The kind where one team called the other one cheaters, actually. Yeah, it was quite amazing. But we put together a little video that kind of explains a little bit of it. And so without further ado, let's go ahead and check out the video.
Guys looked like you were going to force OT. They had the early lead. You were whiling away at it, and yeah, they just pulled away at the end. We're letting the officials look into this.
The commissioner is on the case.
The commissioner himself is on the case.
Well, it's a viable dispute. I mean, the rule sets are there, and you got to abide by them. And if you break them, you can't bend them because if you break them, I don't know.
Sam, do you need to go talk to anyone about this, Sam, or do you need to be part of this discussion?
I think the commissioners are...
The commissioner's taking care of it. All right.
This whole controversy thing, I was just there watching Slobit take these guys down with a shotgun. We were just going crazy, and then I couldn't believe it. The commissioners asked us about, the sniper thing. I don't know anything about the sniper thing.
Evidently, one of the teams during the match had brought up a point that the other team had 2 snipers, and we noticed it in chat, and so behind scenes we started discussing it. The phone call came, and after the match ended, the phone call came, and then Rich was talking to them on the phone.
Do you have a comment?
The rules, I mean, the PAM is notorious for having its own rule set that you can make per thing, and if the rule set is automatically says how many snipers and how many shotguns and blah 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 you can add.
Mm-hmm. Unfortunately, that's true. We were shocked. Put it bluntly, we didn't expect this at all. We had some great teams. And once we identified what was happening, we realized that we'd have to jump in and do something about this. The question was, what do we do?
Make a grudge match for both teams to come together, and we're going to use the same, roster. We're not going to, let them use their, it's whatever was there. It's going to be like a type of rematch.
It was a tough decision, but ultimately I think the right one.
Team Eagle, they played by the rules, and they won fair and square.
When it first happened, I was just like everybody else. There I'm sitting there live on set, and I hear this, this guy on the phone that we're doing this post-match interview with say, they cheated, and it's like, whoa, that's a pretty bold statement. But going back and looking over the tapes, it's easy. You look and you see, I mean, like this part right after this is coming up, right? Little bit.
They're going to play off. And the ultimate winner is going to walk away with $1,000. $1,000 on top of the $2,500 that we've already shelled out. I'm a bit upset about that, because we didn't expect the cheating in the first place. Now, cheating is a strong word. 2 rifles, 1 rifle, a sniper, machine gun, shotgun. Did you see that guy with a shotgun?
Here, this is it. This is the action.
This is the end of the match.
Oh.
Damn. But ultimately, it came down to the rules. And, I have the rules here. And it's as simple as that.
It'll be here in a sec. I mean, like, just right. All right. So that's not a sniper. There you go. See that? That's. I just want to see a good match.
I don't care. If they expect me to sit here for 3.5 hours again without craft services, they can forget it. We're done here.
So yeah, that was the scene. Obviously, there's been some investigation since the match.
Some drama.
Yeah.
Unlike the NFL.
That's true.
Willing to look at things after the fact and say maybe there needs to be a change.
We got to do it again. So we're doing it again. We're hoping to tell you right here on this show when it was going to happen. We know it's going to happen within the next week. We just had to get both teams to agree on the time and place, and the time and place is going to happen between now and the next on the spot. So next Thursday we will show you
maybe
the
it's
results.
just be an all sniper match.
Well, they're going to they asked the team straight up. They said, "Hey, what do you want to do?" And they said, "We both want 2 snipers in there. We both want it." So they have it set up the way they want it this time. So there's no excuses this time.
Power to the people.
That's right.
So are we going to do it in a cage this time also?
Yeah. I want to, as I asked countless times for the countless hours that we did Tournament TV, do you have a prediction?
Yeah, I think Obsidian. I think Obsidian's going to take it.
You think you are?
Yeah, I do. It was so close. I mean, you saw it. It was almost went to overtime that one time. So, but I think Obsidian has the better player. Sorry. Yeah.
And I think in the future, any participant in Tournament TV, if you have any problems with the way another team is playing, please bring it up before the match next time so we can properly address this and get dinner faster.
So we don't have to have another grudge match.
But there's going to be another Tournament TV tournament coming up here pretty quick.
And in this one, the losers get their throats slit.
This one's gonna be different. It's like we did some Call of Duty 2, we did some Counter Strike and some UT.
So they're gonna change things.
They're gonna change things. Yeah. They won't let me say. I wanted to come on today and say it, but they said
I know.
Stay tuned.
They didn't tell me not to.
I think Monday. Monday's the day.
All right. Say what the next tournament is?
Yeah, Monday.
That's good. I almost said it right there. I didn't realize.
I actually almost did as well.
All right, good.
Everyone knows.
All right, Ryan, keep it going. We have one more tape segment to show. What is it?
So last night there was another event that took place in Mountain View, actually, and they had some folks, including our very own Vince Brody, who, if you don't know, is one of the founders of GameSpot 10 long years ago.
Yeah.
Helped put this thing together.
This was the Churchill Club.
That's right, the Churchill Club. They had Peter Moore, of course, the Xbox.
That Xbox guy.
The Xbox guy. They had him. They had Vince. They had the president of Ubisoft. They had a bunch of big wigs up there, and they all kind of weighed in and talked about video games. And actually, the focus was on the connected era of video games and where we find ourselves now with broadband. So here's a little clip that we have after the show. You should be able to look at some point later on today for the full version of it. So here's a taste.
About to happen. I'm just curious, a level set for us up here on stage. How many people here, and I'm going to time limit this, in the last 24 months have played a computer or video game in the audience? Wow, okay, that's a great number. Nice. Now, how many people in the last 24 months have played a computer or a video game that was connected to the internet while they were playing? Okay. So many of you already know, A, that video games are not something that's fringe or out of the mainstream, and you also know that online is actually an integral part of the experience.
I'll start the controversy that we want on the panel. I guess the way I would phrase it is that the entire video game industry's history thus far has been an aberration. It has been a mutant monster only made possible by unconnected computers. People always play games together. All of you learned to play games with each other. When you were kids, you played tag, you played tea parties, cops and robbers, what have you. The single-player game is a strange mutant monster that has only existed for 20-odd years and is about to go away because it is unnatural and abnormal. The way that people play is with each other. So I think the way that we try to regard, we do make single-player games, we've had some successful ones and so on, but the way that we try to regard it at Sony Online is that our platform isn't the console, and it isn't, the device. Our platform is the connections between you. Our platform is whatever that network is.
Radashel, who used to be the CTO of AOL Time Warner, told me recently that he thinks that linear entertainment and single player is to media what masturbation is to sex. It will always be there, but it is not the real experience.
Okay. I'm not necessarily going to agree with that.
I'm just quoting.
I just have to just let that one go. But
Oh,
Yeah.
man.
That was part of the scene last
Yeah.
night. That was 2 minutes of the scene last
Again,
night.
chaos.
It's wild, but no, seriously, it was fun. I mean, they talked for an hour and a half, and there were some really interesting things that they all talked about.
A lot of Peter Moore saying,
Peter Moore.
go get an Xbox 360 right now.
You know, he alluded to the fact that you could find some good features on the Xbox 360.
But you might not be able to actually find an Xbox
You know, he
360.
said he did say if you could find one, it'd be good. But so.
Well, thank you, Ryan. The whole thing will be on the site soon, you say?
That is correct, I believe so.
Wonderful. Now, one last question I have for you is, could you please come up with a trivia question based on FIFA Street 2, where 3 lucky GameSpot Complete members can win copies of the Xbox version of the game, which will drop in a couple of weeks?
I do. I guess this
need
is
some
a hard
time?
one. I can make a hard one.
Do what
I
you
can make
want.
a hard one. So when we had our good friend Simon Andrews on the show, who was, of course, the senior producer just a little while ago for FIFA Street 2, Jeff, do you remember how many teams he said were in the game?
No, dude.
Do you remember how many legends?
No, dude.
No? That's some crazy talk. I know, Simon, you remember, right?
Absolutely.
Okay, cool. Simon knows. So, and I know he said it, so if you can tell me, we'll just go for the number of teams, all right? So if you know the number of teams in FIFA Street 2, the first people that go ahead and send that in with their name. And do I still need their mailing address, Rich?
You know, we do have that crazy functionality where your address and email address are going to be pulled automatically when you enter, as long as you logged into GameSpot. But in case you haven't updated your profile information, please include your address.
So yeah, there you go. Please include your address, and if you're one of the first people that can tell us how many teams, right?
Yeah, it's like
it's a bunch.
a trillion. Or
Yeah,
something.
totally, it's a lot.
Yeah,
So,
it's like more
Dude,
than...
don't give it away.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Trillion.
Well, you can subtract 1 for the Alderaan team, right? Yeah? That's so, whatever he said, whatever...
Minus
minus
one.
1. So
No more
I think
Alderaan.
that's going to do it for today's show, right?
This was a great show.
It was.
We blew up some stuff.
Ryan and Jeff, thank you.
Anytime.
Thanks, man.
I'd like to thank Simon for coming by from EA. I'd like to thank, who else do we have here earlier?
Matt
Rory
Rory for blowing up
stuff
Alderaan.
And
Thanks,
also,
Matt.
one big special thank you goes to our man Dino Ignacio. This is tomorrow's his last day with GameSpot Live. Unfortunately, he's moving on to some bigger and better things. And whenever one of our guys from GameSpot Live, who we like, leaves, we like to say thank you and good tidings. Best of luck to you.
Pour some out for him.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Dino, thanks for all your help, man. Dino's actually been doing the switching on the spot for several months now, and yeah, that's him. We'll see you soon, and thank you all for watching. We'll catch you next week right here on the spot.